So thank you for joining in today. Jojo Waringa here as usual, and today I'm talking about scholarships. I know on my introduction video I said that I've been sponsored from class 8 through to secondary school and to the through to the university by different organizations. And I'm here to share a few tips on how to get a scholarship or how to better your education for those who are complaining they have been burdened by black tax. This is an opportunity for you to encourage your little brothers and sisters to learn and to work harder so that they can get good grades. There is hope because the scholarships are there. There are so many, and I know most of the people struggle to find the scholarships, particularly knowing where to click, where to go, where to how to get started, and who to approach for the scholarships. So I'm sharing this also in honor of my FX scholarship. The first scholarship that I'll be talking about is my own scholarship. Then I'll go to the other scholarship that I have. So let's get to it. For the basically for if you're applying for a scholarship, there are the things that the basic needs that you should have. Scholarships require you to fill the form. Maybe like if you're in you need a high school scholarship, they require you to fill the form like when you are in first term around first term in class 8. The other scholarships given as ongoing scholarships, the others require you to finish class 8 pass, and then you can apply for the scholarships. For the one that I was in, you apply when you're in class 8. The second by second term you should have submitted way before the results so that they are reviewed, and then when the grading comes, that is when they are reviewed again. So the need analysis is done. They have so that the organizer has enough time to do the need analysis. Otherwise, there are also those scholarships that are given on ongoing basis. Like you're in Form 3, you can get a scholarship to carry you to Form 4. Most of the organizations giving scholarships will ask you for KCP results slip, a certified copy. Then there is a recommendation letter. This comes from either the chief or the chief and the priest, or the priest alone. It just depends on each scholarship. Then the other requirement is the birth certificate. um the birth certificate mostly it's for claim, it's required for authenticity of who you are. I mean, you are a child, so you don't have an ID, so the birth certificate is used as an identification document. The other one is for the scholarships that need you to have the KCP result slips. Most likely they already have this one is after the results, so they also require you to carry your joining instructions for the institution you've been called most of the time, maybe, or what you call from one admission form. Yes. um the other requirement is an evidence of need. Evidence of need. This evidence of need could come as we find some scholarships asking for, maybe if you bank with a certain bank, they ask you for bank statements for your parents if they are really poor, to a certain then the level of need. Then there's also evidence of maybe like your total orphan, so there's the death certificates for your parents, or maybe you're living in extreme poverty. That one also the evidence can be gathered from the area chief. That's why that letter is very important. The other thing I want to mention is that on the scholarships that are ongoing, the ongoing scholarships that you can get when you've already joined Form 1, and maybe you're unable to get maybe you're about to drop because you can't afford it anymore, or just financial challenges striking in and you're unable to cater for the school fees. Could be, most of them have a requirement of reviews. Most of them have requirements of reviews, and the grading has to be, you find most of them ask for a B for you, I mean, for the sponsorship, and this is usually mostly applied through the schools. There's schools that have scholarships. I mean, that is one thing that I didn't know before, but I have come to know with time. There are schools like Vanessa Grant that have scholarships for kids. So, as in progressive scholarships for the children. Um, And on these ones that are usually reviewed on annually reviewed, there are also chances of being dropped. So I'm not going to talk about that, because if you're being dropped, it's maybe in discipline or maybe grade. To retain the scholarship, you need to be very smart, as in you have to show, I mean, your results have to show. That's what I mean. So I'm going to talk about the a list of secondary school scholarships, because if you don't have if you don't go to high school, how will you get a scholarship for master's or degree program? It has to start from the high school so you can get the certificate first. And this is where most people get locked out. Remember, like me, I stayed for 3 years without going to high school, so I know that you can really get locked out of these opportunities from straight from the primary school. So I will share the links and contacts on the description box. Kindly check the description box, you will find the contacts there by just clicking the links that I'll have shared over there. So the first scholarship that I'm going to talk about is Education for All Children. The short form is EFAC. This is the scholarship that I went to secondary with, that is in Starehe. And EFAC is charitable US based and Kenyan based organization that sponsors very needy, extremely needy cases in Kenya. The evidence. And we are talking about them looking the requirements for this scholarship mostly is a very very extremely deserving cases. It's applied through a form that you get from the office or on the website. Just check the description box. The When you get the form, you fill the form and then you physically take the form to Pine Tree Plaza along Gong Road, or you can send it by mail. But it has timelines. The form has writings for the timelines and everything. It also has, for this scholarship, the pass marks is usually fluctuating. Let's say something between 370 and above there. So that is for this particular scholarship. Also, the students has to fill the form themselves, and they have to show very strong leadership potential and a huge commitment to serving the community. All this is usually highlighted on the form, and that this form is particularly filled when you're still in term 1 class 8. It has deadlines that have to be met for them to do need analysis and everything. The second scholarship I'm going to talk about is the Hildebach Education Fund. This one it's a group of charity organization, community-based charity organization. The offices are in Westlands, and for this application, you have to drop it mostly at the district education offices, or the application forms are found there, and as well as in Westlands, you can find the contacts in the description box. For this one, it covers only tuition. Unlike it only covers tuition fees. The student must have been sat in a public school, first of all, public primary school, mostly only in Githunguri, Kikuyu, Homa Bay, Kibwezi, Likuyani, Narok, and Tharaka Nithi. So this one does not apply in all regions in Kenya. Unlike that one is the Family Bank scholarship. This one you have to pick from the branch or the agent near you. I mean, the application forms have to be picked and dropped there. And for this one, it's usually sponsors children in national schools in Kenya and the provincial schools in Kenya. So you have to really pass very well as usual. And for this one, it just has the basic requirements, and it's usually not pre-filled because you need the result strip and everything, and the result strip is needed, so it's not pre-filled. Once you get it, they usually only contact the people who have been shortlisted. So if you don't get to hear from them, you have not been shortlisted. The next one is the M-Pesa Foundation Academy Scholarship. Like I've said, academy scholarship, that means they have an institution, the academy. You have to study at the M-Pesa Academy. And that's a very excellent. If anyone is in need of a scholarship, kindly make the M-Pesa Academy scholarship your priority in applications, because you will benefit massively. It tests the interview test on the critical thinking, communications, the analysis and your ability to solve the problems, your collaboration and curiosity, leadership, and self-driven spirit. For this one, you can find them online, and the application forms are found online. So they also have some deadlines sometimes, so you have to adhere to the deadline. And the fifth one is the Jomo Kenyatta Foundation Scholarship. This is just meant for the needy in the public schools in Kenya. The next, the number six is the Equity Bank Scholarship, Wings that it's popularly known as Wings to Fly. For this one, you have to have gotten at least say let's say 350 and above, and you can get the application forms from the corporate from the Equity Bank or the agent, where the same place you have to return return the same forms. For the early bird applications, be allowed to complete the application without the KCP marks, but until the submission is needed. Then you have to produce for this the special requirements. You have to produce evidence of financial support that you've ever received in the past. You have to show evidence of special needs. It also caters for the kids with special needs. I mean, all of them caters. The ones I have mentioned before caters for, or they're open to students when the students with special needs. The seventh one is the African Leadership Academy Scholarship. For this one, it's open for the children of Africa to be sponsored in high school. And for this one, the program is focused on students with academic excellence, leadership potential, entrepreneur spirit, education to public service, and a passion for Africa generally. Bank Foundation Scholarship. This scholarship, it's a 4-year program. So the special requirement for this one is that the parent has to belong to a cooperative. Yeah, the parent has to belong to a cooperative. Even for the orphans, at least one has to. Maybe now this in this case, the guardian has to belong to a cooperative, and you have to get a chief's letter also ascertaining the same. Which cooperative society you belong to, and this one is open to both public and private secondary schools. And the forms are usually are found in the family bank branches and agents, and that's the same place where you have to return them. Number 10, I'm going to share Palm House Foundation Scholarship. For this one, it's the most open-minded scholarship I've seen so far. And for this one, it covers extreme conditions of poverty brought about by one, it sponsors kids for who have lost parents, especially to both parents to HIV and AIDS. It also covers kids whose parents or one parent has been affected by political instability like clashes, family instability where maybe, let's say, the children become virtually destitute at some point, or it also covers maybe you're already in high school and there is loss of employment, so your parent cannot pay for your education anymore. You can apply for Palm House with the Palm House Foundation. It also covers single mothers who are overwhelmed by demands of bringing up their family. It can also cover children who have just been neglected. You can share this by just nominating the child and getting them to fill the form, even without consulting people. The child can get admitted and be helped by the Palm House Foundation. Since time cannot allow me to share all the scholarships that I have researched on, I'm going to put them in the description box. There are in total around 24 of them. So the rest of them I'm going to share in the description box. Just click on those links and they will direct you to where to get the content and the forms for the online application. Some of those ones that I've mentioned in the link are like KTDA, Kenya National Tea Scholarship. They also have a scholarship. There's one for Kenokobil, there's the KCB Foundation, there's the Youth Education Scheme Scholarship, there's also the Madeira Scholarship. I hear this is very nice. There's also the Yale Young Global Scholars. There's also the Girls Global Education System meant for girls only. There's also the one that is called Helping You through Education Scholarship. All these scholarships, there's also another one that I came across. It's called Watoto Wasome. That one is being led by my friend Ndungunyoro. And this one also, the watoto wasome applies to also the continuing students. Like if you have a relative or a niece or a niece who is really needy, or you need who needs assistance financially, and they're already in form 2 form 3, you can go to watoto wasome. Just search watoto wasome in Facebook or Instagram. I think they have an Instagram account, if I'm not wrong. And for me, what I'm saying is that a scholarship is a chance for anyone to improve the community. So if you ever get a scholarship or you've been in a scholarship, kindly ask yourself, how am I contributing and giving back to the society? How am I helping other people get to the same spot, get to the same energy, get to the same opportunity that I was given? How am I helping other people achieve their goals as well? I know most of us will not be out there giving scholarships because we have been banked by black tax and everything, and we have been swamped. But just know, even those black tax, it's part of you giving back. So, if at some point if you've been helped, they usually say too much is given, much is required. So, make your impact, make your mark. As I always say, this channel is about living, so live and make your mark. And thank you for staying to the end. See you on the next episode. I don't know. Let's see what we will have in store for you. Karibu sana, and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you so much.